the Game Byte Show video podcast. My name is Jared Redeye Dunn, and I'm joined today by my esteemed cohort, Mr. Jeremy Lawman Lamont.
Poop deck.
Poop deck. Yes. We'll be pooping mini decks today, as today we are playing War Thunder. World of Warships.
I think you just pooped your deck.
It's Freudian slip. All I can think about is War Thunder right now. Yes, so World of Warships just entered open beta last week. I want to say it was last week-ish sometime. Is free to play, much in the vein of War Thunder, if you're aware of what those games are. World of Tanks, developed by the same developers. It's about boats. It's about big boats. I don't know much about boats. I don't know if they still have poop decks.
I think the poop decks are a lot more technological now. I think
they're auto-flush poop decks?
Yeah.
Alright, well there you have it. So we are in a division. We're going to just kind of jump right into it. Because I think we might as well. Yeah, I've been playing this game a little bit, and Jeremy is totally fresh. He's a total fresh CB.
It took me 5 minutes to figure out the friends list.
So I will admit, one of the least favorite things for me in this game is this menu, this main sort of interaction menu. It serves as like your lobby. It's where you launch games from. It's what you launch into, which is kind of cool that it's all seamless. It's got big, pretty boats in the background. I think you need to do something. Probably like hit battle up at the top or something.
Oh, all right.
And it's just really unintuitive for me. Like, it took me a real long time to figure out, I don't know, some of the basics, which I felt like should have been less basic. Okay, so one of the things I want to point out is because Mr. LeremyJ is as fresh as they get, we are actually playing in a what they call co-op battles. So the little blue icon down here, the loading icon, and then you can tell that the enemy players with the colons on the ends of their beginning and end of their names, these are bots.
Colons? Is this another poop deck joke?
Yes, and after the battle, after many surgeries, you'll have a semicolon. That was low. That was real bad.
Oh, hey, my stuff is working. I can aim my guns.
All right, so you're in a boat, and so you start off with the most basic cruiser on the American side, the Erie. Right now, the factions that are in the game, the U.S. and Japanese Imperial Navy. These are World War II era, although I believe some date back to sort of late World War I and that time frame in between. Those are the two factions fully fleshed out, as Japan and U.S. There are some ships from other nations. There are, I want to say, 2 Russian ships. There's 1 British ship. And I think that's it, actually. So, 2 other nations. Obviously not full tech trees to explore yet, but hopefully soon enough. I don't know where you are. Oh, I see you. You must be the yellow.
I'm kind of tooling around this island here.
So your boats are pretty. The boats, there's probably like Navy guys like cursing me for using some of this terminology, but
they're probably like, "Arr, this not."
Yar! There's no boats. Don't have a poop deck. So your ship's kind of.
I got one question here. Is there friendly fire in this?
There is absolutely friendly fire.
Because this dude is right in my sights. I think I'm going to get him.
Don't shoot your friendly... Oh, man. So one of the things I like most about this game, which you should probably explore before you get to the enemy, is the camera. So the viewers watching me can kind of see... Oh, he's shooting. He's shooting a lot. Okay,
my goodness. I clicked the middle mouse wheel, and that shot a red-hot death at that airplane. I think I almost got him. I'm pretty sure I avoided him.
So don't shoot your main cannons at an airplane. That probably won't be very effective. but so when you zoom out, when you scroll down with your mouse wheel, it zooms you out, and this is a good kind of piloting, maneuvering camera. Then when you zoom all the way in, you switch to like this kind of binocular. I don't know. Let's call it binoculars because I don't want to say periscopes and sound like an idiot. And that's real good for aiming, and you can kind of like raise and lower. People are seeing me kind of raise and lower to see around, and it gives you a really great kind of perspective on distance is really what it does. It's really fantastic, and there's actually a couple of shortcut keys you can do. Shift, if you tap shift, will zoom you in all the way, and if you're zoomed in, if you right click, will zoom you out. The right click is also important because it will prevent your turrets from changing as you move or from repositioning as you move your camera, which for the bigger battleships, which have turret, turn times, there's actually a word for that, turn times measured in like minutes, that's sort of a big deal. Alright, so they are gonna...
My turn time is so hot, it's measured in hours.
High. So high, right? Your turn time needs like a bag of Doritos or something. So I have not shot yet. One of the things that's important about this game is positioning. It's real tempting. I've been playing the destroyers a lot, and it's super tempting to jump right out there and rush for the capture points, which this map has as the enemy base. Ooh, I just set that guy on fire. But you don't want to do that because you're gonna die. So you want a good position. You want to support your allies. You want your allies to support you. You want to stay in range of the big guns, like your battleships, etc. I believe this guy is now out of range. Oh, but this guy's not. And you just overall want to be careful not to find yourself out of position because the ships are pretty cumbersome. You don't want to have to try to get away because it's just not going to be very successful. So I'm taking hits. I'm taking a lot of hits. But I did set that guy on fire, which is pretty good. So obviously...
I'm shooting this aircraft carrier.
Ooh, yeah, definitely shoot the aircraft carrier.
Somebody just torpedoed me.
You're kidding me, right? Okay.
No, so I think it might have been one of our friends.
Oh. You should not let your friends torpedo... Friends don't let friends torpedo friends. I just shot at that dead air. I'm gonna shoot any survivors from that aircraft carrier.
Are there lifeboats in this game?
No.
Can I escape?
No, there are no lifeboats. You just drowned.
Can I get out the orchestra and have him play up on the...
Yes, on the poop deck.
No? It's kind of sad. I'm really sinking.
Yeah. Oh, you actually legitimately you did die. Good job.
Is this a bad time to admit that I have a fear of asphyxiation by water?
It's probably the perfect
that's
time.
Actually a thing that's actually a thing that I have. And you know what's in that ocean? I don't even want to think about it.
Sharks. Giant freaking sharks.
You know what the fish do in there?
They poop on the deck.
Everything.
Make more fish. Make fish babies. Alright, so we got another bad guy, and leading your target's obviously very important, and not running into ground. You can run aground, you take damage when you ram other ships, so you want to be careful of that. I totally missed that guy, oh well. But he is super on fire, so I should actually switch to armor piercing and see if we can do some real damage here. He ran aground, so now it's time to just punish him for being alive. In order to put out fires, you have this little, you can see it on my screen, this little R for repair. And it's kind of important, but it has a pretty long recharge, especially at the start. So this guy is obviously waiting for his repair to recharge so he can put his fires out. And by this guy, of course, I mean this bot, lest we forget. Alright, so I'm racking up the hits here. Switch back to HE. Yeah, so I've put quite a few hours into this already. I don't know, not nearly War Thunder level hours yet, but I find it pretty
I
enjoyable.
see you're a level 6 captain.
Yeah, I'm like super pro. But I enjoy it a lot. I've got all the ships except for an aircraft carrier so far. So I do want to try out the aircraft carriers, which seems like a real interesting. You can see some of the planes flying around. Interesting sort of way to play the game. Because you don't want to engage the enemy with your boat. Obviously, you want to stay hidden for as long as possible.
So one thing that I didn't get to figure out before I met my watery demise is the difference between the middle click gun and the regular left click gun. So what actually are my options here?
I'm not sure, and I will test middle click here momentarily. Oh, middle clicking allows you to follow your shell, which I guess could be useful if you were, say, not sure if you're going to hit. If you're trying to line up a shot, but for the most part it seems just like it takes you out of control of your ship, and why would you ever want to do that?
Seems like it's firing the cinematic shell.
Yeah, exactly. If you know it's going to be the last hit of the game, you might do that to record your amazingness for posterity. Boom, boom.
So looking down at the map, it looks like there are a couple of, I guess you mentioned earlier, capture zones. So
yeah,
I suppose you can sink all of the bad guys, or just sail over to the flag and kind of.
You can do that,
holding pattern.
And so this one, well, it just disappeared because we won. But this one had bases, so each team has a base. If you capture the enemy team's base, then you win. Others have actual capture zones, like a la the Battlefield series, where you capture them and that increases the enemy's, it's a positive count, so that increases the rate at which you gain tickets, and when you reach 1,000 tickets, you win. So I'm actually going to jump in a destroyer, the USS Samson. And this will show off a little bit different gameplay. The destroyers are faster. Obviously, the guns are much smaller. But they do have torpedoes. Torpedoes are very powerful, as Jeremy discovered momentarily. Okay, so
shoot some sharks at people.
I'll just go ahead and ready up. But yeah, I don't know. When you get to rank, I think 5 or 6, you get captains. You get like officers that you upgrade separately. Here, let me pop into the tech tree real quick. So here's the U.S. tech tree. Well, we'll get back.
Sorry, so much for your tech tree. We're going.
Yeah, we're blow and go, baby. Blow and go. There's 10 tiers of ships. I believe the cruiser is actually the only one with all 10. The aircraft carriers start at tier 4, the battleships at 3, and the destroyers at 2. I probably just made that up, but I think that's right. And then, of course, the Japanese have basically a mirrored. And what I find really interesting about the ships is it's not like every ship is essentially just a statistical increase in power over the one previous to it. They actually have like quantifiable differences, particularly in your cruisers. So there are some cruisers that are, like you see here on our team, the tier 3 St. Louis. That thing has like a bajillion guns on it. It's just brimming with firepower. But then there's other cruisers that have torpedoes, and then yet again others that have other capabilities. So it's really interesting that all the boats aren't literally created the same. Some actually have different capabilities that changes the way you should actually play them in combat, which is really interesting to me. I don't know how well it balances, but it is very interesting to me. So I'm going to full steam ahead over here to Lawman, who is chugging away, and he's eerie, as we discussed earlier before the stream. The spookiest of all the ships.
So I think you're in my division here, so I think you might be denoted by that yellow arrow, is that right?
I believe that's correct. I'm going to shoot at you, and now you know who I am.
Oh, please.
That was just a warning shot. The next one...
Whoa, it went across my bow. I know what's going on. I've seen this before.
I feel like I know what's happening.
So, what is the effective range of my guns here? So I see that it'll always tell you exactly the distance of the bad guys.
Once you get within range, different size ships actually have different detectability ranges, which larger battleships can actually carry scout planes, which can be sent out to detect enemy ships. And the gun range depends on the ship, on the guns mounted. Yours are probably like 9 something. I think mine and this are maybe 9-ish or 8. My torpedo range is real bad. It's like 4.5 on this particular ship. You're getting pummeled now. And you actually have, you probably didn't notice, well, you probably noticed it and just didn't care. You actually have different types of shells. So the HE can cause, oh, I'm going to fire some torpedoes.
Fires?
Yes, fires and disable modules. The armor piercing, I'm going to drop some smoke.
Smoke generator started.
Well, I fired those torpedoes at someone that died. That's great.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Oh, torpedoes in the water.
Problem solved, sir.
Alright, so I'm going to zoom ahead with Y.
Smoke screen set.
Smoke screen
Engine booster
set.
activated.
Let's give it a few more seconds. Fire torpedoes! Fire torpedoes! Torpedoes! Alright. Well, those all missed, but I bet my torpedoes won't. All my torpedoes missed. I have brought great shame to our nation.
I got this.
Nope. More torpedoes in the water. I'm getting out of here. We're gonna get torpedo hits. Yep, killed him with torpedoes.
Got him.
Destroyed an enemy cruiser.
It's because I'm amazing, Mr. Announcer Man.
Alright. So, on the left-hand side I can see my life meter, and it looks like of the 4 pegs I have in my battleship, it looks like I've still got 2 left.
Critical engine damage.
On the left-hand side, your life meter.
Problem solved, sir.
I'm not sure you know what the pegs are. So there are there's a representative of your boat on the left. That will decrease as your health decreases. It should be yellow and about a little less than half full, maybe 40% full. These to reload. And there's other things. There's well, viewers can't see it because I have it blocked by my smiling, beautiful face. There's also like a representation of your guns, which will tell you which guns are actually facing the enemy. This is it. It's all over here. But so I out of controlled myself right into firing range for that. So excellent.
Oh man. I'm still alive.
Let's see, what are some of the other things? So the other thing down there you see is your throttle. That the highlight of the speed changes as you arrow up and down, and then the little arrow next to it actually tells you what your real speed is. So as you ramp up, it takes you a while to get to full speed. Down along the bottom in the middle is like for you it probably says 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your guns, and when they're yellow, they're not aiming where your reticle is, and then they also have a timer for when they're reloading.
They got me.
They got you. Now I have to wait for your hulking corpse to get out of my way to fire these torpedoes.
I'll try and sink faster.
I would really appreciate it, actually. It would be great.
So you talked about this a little bit on the GameBytes Show
I did.
podcast, and you mentioned that the water effects were pretty impressive, and they are. I like the little
the way that they've made and
wake.
Yes, it like has volume, and this is something like ooh, I died. That impressed me in Assassin. I was trying to remember the other game that really had me wowed by water, and it was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right? So the pirate, I guess the first pirate game with that. And I don't know why, but it just really ups the sort of immersion level for me when the ocean behaves like it should, right? So obviously the boats in this game are much larger than Assassin's Creed's like schooners or whatever you're in.
Pretty flat water though. I mean, are there weather?
No, there's no weather. I don't know if they plan on adding that at some point. It would be pretty cool. But again, this is just now in open beta. I think it's version 0.4. So we'll see if they add stuff like that in the future. But yeah, it is all real calm water for sure. Let's see what other boats we got. Maybe I'll take out a St. Louis. This is the one I was talking about that has just tons of guns, like guns to spare. Like, do you want a few guns? I've got some. Or maybe I'll take out the battle. I did unlock a battleship the other day. We'll give this one a go, and that will then probably be about time. So that's perfect. We'll take out one of each. So I'm ready, sir, when you are.
All right.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter.
We're casting off. Too late.
Yep. Drop the moorings.
Ahoy.
Yeah, so I really enjoy the water, just the way that the boat moves. You know, if you try to make a tight turn or like kind of come about like you're turning left and suddenly you want to start turning right, just the way the ship reacts physically just feels right. They did a lot of things right with that, I think. And then the camera. Every time I play this game, I just can't imagine a different camera, how that would work. And it kind of makes me hate all cameras for all games forever. So here's a battleship. Battleships are big. This is actually the first battleship you can unlock on the U.S. side. The South Carolina. And battleships need to basically stay back and artillery from range. So I'm going to go left. So I'm going to start turning my gun. So you can see how long it takes these guns to traverse. That was the word I was looking for earlier. I mean, these are not quick to maneuver across from one way to the other. So it's real important that you don't try to, shoot right and then quickly turn and shoot left, because you just won't be successful. Also,
there are probably some pretty good options for cosmetic DLC in this too. I feel like if you have a battleship that's got a pretty good gun setup, you could get a cosmetic share from the turn back time video, just to sit on the guns.
Turn back. Yeah, so there are camouflages. I think I have not unlocked any by any means, but that is definitely a thing that could happen. As you get higher, I have some, but I don't think I can equip them yet. You can actually put like battle signals on your mast. I don't know boat terminology here, but to where it has like those different like colored flags that mean stuff, and those are one is you get more XP at the end of a round, or the other, I don't know, boost teammates fire rate or something silly stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. I do know that as you upgrade, each ship has its own upgrades for like hull, or some can have gun upgrades. You can mount new weapons to them. Those do have a visual representation. So if you mount, new guns on your cruiser, yeah, I'm detected. All right. You will see those guns. They will look different. They will look bigger. They will look meaner, etc., and so forth. So I'm just kind of biding my time, waiting for some of these targets to be detected and to come in range. That guy's not in range and behind a mountain. The battleships have really long reload times, so you want to try to make sure your shots count. At the same point, yeah, oops, I probably should have timed that better and done that sooner, but 25 seconds here. So they're coming around. It looks like a cruiser, maybe. Maybe it's a battleship. It's hard to tell. It's probably a battleship. He's moving pretty slow. So I'm switching to armor
So I am now
piercing.
on fire.
You should hit R right away, right away.
I've hit it. I think I'm getting shot from all quarters here.
You probably are, and you've probably rushed ahead, you noob. You're about to die.
I think I am.
You died.
That's it.
And he's done. It takes a lot. I'll say it takes a lot of getting used to, particularly when you change ships. Like the first time I played a destroyer was just embarrassing. So it takes some getting used to the way that the different ships handle. That was way behind the bad guy and way short. So really, if you find yourself struggling, give it a few rounds, and hang back is really kind of my advice. Take it slow. Don't rush out. You know, the kind of the Counter-Strike intuition is, oop, round starts, rush forward, start shooting. But feel free to take it a little slower than that.
I don't know. I mean, the flip side of that is that everybody ends up hanging back. You never, I don't know. You just kind of wait.
It works.
By the numbers to not be the one to get killed.
It works. I mean, a lot of particularly the larger ships like the cruisers and stuff, you know, you're designed to fire from a range. You're shooting artillery, right? So you don't want to like just stay at the spawn, but don't rush into the middle because you probably will die, as Mr. Lawman discovered. So that was
I was not
great.
rushing. I was only at half speed.
I'm just messing with you. It is important though, and it does take some getting used to. And I even find myself.
I was only at half mast.
Half mast. Yar, you mateys. The other thing I really dig about the way they did this camera, I'm gonna gush about it a little longer, is people watching can kind of see I'm not turning my mouse, and it is turning the aiming reticle for me and accounting for the speed that this ship is moving. And kind of adjusting it for me. It's kind of a smart camera, and it's really fantastic. I did not get the kill.
Seemed like a
credit.
pretty good volley. Yeah, you got that guy.
I didn't get credit for it though, which kind of irks me. This bastard stole my kill.
That's the law of the sea.
Yes. So I'm going to do a full broadside on this guy, and it's going to be mighty and impressive. And I got 4 hits.
Penetration.
Yeah, you did
Firm
all right.
penetration, whatever that means. And he's
I think
on
there's
fire.
a lot of opportunity for innuendo on.
Confirmed
in
penetration
both
on the poop deck.
Oh my
You know,
God.
those sailors were out at
we gotta add the
sea for
explicit tag to this show now.
very long.
New game, you know, explicit or nautical terminology.
That's that's how it goes. That's how she blows.
I mean, it gets pretty lonely out there on the open sea. Ooh, oh, dude! So they got behind you, and
They're capping our base, actually.
they're capturing. So how long does it take? It looks like that bar.
It takes a while, and one of the things that's kind of really interesting is you can actually interrupt that bar. Ooh, killed him.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
So as I mean, I have no capability of rushing over there to block them, but I can shoot this guy. Maybe. Is if you do damage to the player that's capping the base, it will lower their progress, which is real interesting. So you can actually be outside the capture zone and prevent them from capturing. Oh, that might get some hits. Not a single one, all around them. Great. Yeah, so everyone seems to be kind of converging on him. I don't really have any hope of making that turn. I'm going to reload and take out whatever this guy is. I mean, we may actually lose on capture here, which is kind of scummy, but... So that was a huge volley. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, secondaries. So you can actually see my ship is firing, well, was firing. It's now dead. Smaller guns. Bigger ships have secondary guns, so I don't know if you can see them. Anyway, there are some, you can kind of see them there, smaller guns on the side. Those fire automatically when you get in range. We're totally going to lose this on capture. I'm so embarrassed right now. Because they're behind the island. There's just no way.
You could always sail away. Sail away.
So they actually dropped some progress. I'm going to do my best to slowly lumber that way. Maybe.
So we've got a dude there in that quadrant who could be a hero.
He could be a hero. He may be the hero. He's not the hero we need, but it's the hero we deserve.
He looks like he's not paying attention and he's sailing straight by.
That's
here, let me switch over to his view and see what he's doing.
You should yell at him in chat.
Well, he looks like he's...
Someone's shooting him because they're taking damage for sure. I really want to... Oh, man, I'm not going to get an opportunity to shoot that South Carolina. Okay, I can make some shots here now. Let me get over here. Slowly as my guns turn.
You know, I love the soundtrack. I don't know if it's coming over your audio, but...
I have muted it for the stream. We lose.
Well, that was it. For a game that is, you know, roughly about coal-fired, you know, boats here and paddle boats, it sounds a lot like I don't know. It sounds like Inception or something.
Sounds like Inception. There you go. We're in boat Inception. Anyway,
Old boatception.
With that, so here's the Japanese. See, the Japanese put wood on their boat still. So there you have it. Like wood, like rattan fences. Like I don't know what that's about, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, World of Warships. We're actually over time. So perfect.
Final thoughts on World of Warships? So you've been playing it. You'll continue to play it.
Yeah, I super dig it. You know, I really enjoy it. It's a different kind of pace from most games. Like all the games I play, which is kind of interesting. It has kind of that little bit mech warrior feel if you're kind of used to that kind of gameplay with the type of movement and where like positioning and sticking together and combined fire is really critical. So in that aspect, I really dig it. I have not had too much trouble unlocking boats, but I'm only up to tier 3 or 4 maybe. I think I'm up to 4 now, which is kind of nice, but I assume it probably slows down to a real grind here pretty quick, which is fine because it's still fun to play. So you're not being punished for enjoying what is already fun to do. So
yeah, for sure.
Yep. So I like it a lot. I will continue to play it. I think it's worth checking out for free. You know, you installed it in a night. It's actually relatively small, I think, for what it is. But definitely worth checking out. Give it a go and see if it's your kind of cup of
brine water.
Of cup of tea, Earl Grey hot or whatever. I switched captain themes to space. So this has been the GameBytes episode 4 of the freeBYTES video podcast. If you'd like to reach us on Twitter, you can do so at @red_I.
You can find me at Jeremy_Lamont.
You can find GameBytes collectively at GameBytes
And
go ahead.
Compatriots who run the audio show with us, not here tonight, but at Legrand, Legrande, and at Count_Elmdor, ELMDOR.
There you go. You can also check out, if you enjoyed the stream today, our audio podcast, which you can find over on GameBytesShow.com. You can find the stream there. You can find some previous YouTube videos, pretty much anything you need to check out. And, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button. That really helps us a lot. If you're watching on Twitch, we do this weekly, Mondays around 10-ish Central. 10 to 11
Yeah.
Central. So hit
And
that.
the occasional one-off if we're feeling frisky.
Yeah,
We might
yep.
do one or more.
So hit that follow button and get notified via email even that we've started streaming, and you can come check us out and hang out with us. So thank you again for joining us. This is Redeye signing out.
Signing off. Very good. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching.